Welcome, travelers, to a land born from water, a country ingeniously engineered into existence against the odds. This is a nation of vibrant tulip fields, iconic windmills, and charming canals, a place where history and innovation flow together in perfect harmony. But beyond these picturesque stereotypes lies a deeper story, a culture built on principles of pragmatism, tolerance, and a unique approach to life. This is the Netherlands. Our journey today is inspired by a widely held perception, a hook that often colors the world's view of this nation. The Netherlands is frequently associated with its people, and particularly, it is known as the home of extremely beautiful women. But what is the true nature of this beauty? Is it merely a matter of physical appearance, a happy coincidence of genetics, or does it point to something more profound about the Dutch way of life? Could it be a reflection of a society that prioritizes health, confidence, and equality? Is the secret to this admired beauty hidden not in cosmetics, but in the very culture of the country itself? This documentary will move beyond the superficial to explore the essence of what makes the Netherlands and its people so captivating. We will not limit our exploration to the tourist trails of Amsterdam or the postcard images of windmills. We will delve deep into the fabric of Dutch life in 2025, seeking to understand the philosophy that underpins this remarkable society. We will investigate why design, functionality, and sustainability are integral to everything they do, from their city planning to their social policies. We will uncover how this concept of a well-designed life manifests in the confidence of its people, the charm of its cities, and the serene beauty of its landscapes. Join us as we cycle along the canals of Amsterdam. Lose ourselves in the kaleidoscopic colors of the Keukenhof Gardens and discover the engineering marvels that keep the sea at bay. We will explore the cozy, convivial culture of gezelligheid, taste the simple, hearty flavors of Dutch cuisine, and understand the modern lifestyle and its costs. This is a journey to discover if the true beauty of the Netherlands lies not just in what you can see, but in the intelligent, balanced, and healthy way of life that this extraordinary country has crafted for itself. This is life in the Netherlands. To explore the perception of beauty in the Netherlands is to move beyond aesthetics and into the realm of culture, character, and lifestyle. The admiration for Dutch women worldwide is often rooted in something far more compelling than mere physical appearance. It is a fascination with their seemingly effortless confidence, their healthy and active way of life, and their embodiment of a modern, egalitarian spirit. To understand this phenomenon is to understand the core values that shape Dutch society. One of the first things that strikes any visitor is the confidence with which Dutch women carry themselves. This is not arrogance, but a deep-seated self-assurance that is nurtured by a culture of equality and directness. Dutch society is famously egalitarian. From a young age, children are encouraged to voice their opinions, and this translates into an adult culture where open and honest communication is highly valued. This directness, which can sometimes be startling to outsiders, means that people generally say what they mean. For women, this cultural trait fosters an environment where their voices are expected to be heard and their opinions respected both in their personal and professional lives. This social foundation builds a powerful sense of self-worth that radiates as confidence. They are, on average, the tallest women in the world, and their posture and bearing often reflect this, upright, assured, and comfortable in their own skin. This confidence is intrinsically linked to a lifestyle that is profoundly active and healthy. The bicycle is not just a mode of transport in the Netherlands, it is a way of life, and it is central to the daily routine of most Dutch women. They cycle to work, to the grocery store, to drop their children at school, and to meet friends for coffee. They do so in all weather, often with remarkable style and ease, balancing shopping bags on their handlebars or expertly navigating busy city streets with a child seated in the front. This daily, built-in exercise contributes significantly to their physical well-being and fitness. It is a practical, sustainable, and deeply ingrained habit that promotes health without the need for a costly gym membership. This active lifestyle is complemented by a diet that, while not flashy, is generally wholesome. It often includes whole grains, plenty of dairy products like cheese and yogurt, and fish, particularly herring. The emphasis is on fresh, unprocessed foods, a stark contrast to the convenience-driven diets of many other Western nations. The modern Dutch woman is also a product of a society that champions independence and work-life balance. Gender equality is a cornerstone of the nation's progressive values. Women are highly educated and have a strong presence in the workforce across all sectors. However, the Dutch approach to work is unique. The Netherlands has one of the highest rates of part-time work in the world for both men and women. This is not seen as a lack of ambition, but as a conscious choice to create a more balanced life. It allows women to pursue their careers while also having ample time for family, hobbies, and personal development. This flexibility reduces stress and contributes to the Netherlands consistently ranking as one of the happiest countries in the world. This ability to successfully integrate a professional career with a rich personal life fosters a sense of contentment and control that is a key component of their overall well-being. The Dutch approach to style further reflects this philosophy of practical, confident living. Dutch fashion is not about ostentatious luxury or fleeting trends. It is about quality, functionality, and an effortless chic. The look is often minimalist and well-tailored, built around high-quality basics like a good pair of jeans, a classic trench coat, and stylish flat shoes or sneakers, essential for a life on a bicycle. The emphasis is on looking put together without appearing to have tried too hard. This understated and practical approach to fashion is a reflection of a broader cultural mindset that values authenticity over artifice. Finally, the Dutch woman is typically a global citizen. The Netherlands has a long history as a trading nation, and this has fostered an open, outward-looking perspective. Almost everyone speaks English to an impressively high standard, making communication with the wider world seamless. They are avid travelers, curious about other cultures, and comfortable navigating international environments. This global perspective adds another layer to their confidence, a worldliness that is both engaging and impressive. In essence, the beauty that is so often admired in Dutch women is a holistic concept. It is the beauty of a healthy body, a confident mind, an independent spirit, and a balanced life, all nurtured by a society that values equality, pragmatism, and well-being above all else. To understand the modern Dutch way of life, one must immerse oneself in its cities, and particularly in its iconic capital, Amsterdam. This is not a city of towering skyscrapers or grand, imposing boulevards. Instead, it is a city on a human scale, a captivating labyrinth of concentric canals, narrow gabled houses, and a vibrant street life that is best experienced on two wheels. The urban lifestyle in the Netherlands is a masterclass in design, efficiency, and the art of living well in a densely populated environment. The defining feature of Amsterdam, its very soul, is its intricate network of canals. The 17th century canal ring, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a marvel of urban planning and engineering. It was built during the Dutch Golden Age, a period of immense wealth and cultural achievement, not just for transportation but also for water management and land reclamation. Today, these canals define the rhythm of the city. Life is lived on and alongside the water. Picturesque houseboats, complete with gardens and rooftop terraces, line the canals, offering a unique and sought-after mode of living. In the summer, the canals become the city's playground, with residents taking to their own small boats to cruise through the city, sharing drinks and enjoying the sun. The 1,500 bridges that cross these waterways offer ever-changing, picture-perfect views and a simple stroll along a canal at dusk, as the lights from the houses begin to twinkle on the water, is one of life's most serene urban experiences. The undisputed king of this urban landscape is the bicycle. The Netherlands is the kingdom of the bicycle, and Amsterdam is its capital. There are more bikes than people in the city, and the cycling culture is the most visible and fundamental aspect of the Dutch lifestyle. This is not a recreational hobby, it is the primary mode of transport for a majority of the population. The city is designed for it. An extensive network of dedicated red asphalt cycle paths crisscrosses the city, often completely separated from car traffic. Multi-story bicycle parking garages exist at train stations, and cyclists have the right of way in most situations. To watch the flow of bicycle traffic during rush hour is to witness a beautifully choreographed silent ballet. People from all walks of life participate: business executives in suits, parents with children in backfietsen, cargo bikes, students, and grandparents. This reliance on the bicycle is the ultimate expression of Dutch pragmatism. It is cheap, efficient, environmentally friendly, and keeps the population healthy. It also shapes the city's character, making it quieter, more intimate, and more accessible. The daily life of an Amsterdammer is a blend of this efficient mobility and a deep appreciation for leisure and community. The day might start with a cycle ride to a local market, like the famous Albert Kuip Market, to buy fresh stroopwafels, herring, or local cheese. Work is important, but it does not dominate life. The real heart of the social scene is often found in the city's brown cafes. These are traditional, cozy pubs, named for their wood-paneled, smoke-stained interiors. They are unpretentious, welcoming places where friends gather to talk for hours over a glass of local beer. They embody the Dutch concept of gezelligheid, a feeling of cozy, convivial warmth. In contrast to the historic brown cafes, the city also has a thriving modern scene, with trendy coffee shops, innovative restaurants, and creative hubs, particularly in neighborhoods like De Pijp and the redeveloped NDSM Wharf. While Amsterdam is the star, the Dutch urban lifestyle is not limited to the capital. Just a short train ride away, other cities offer their own unique charm. Rotterdam is Amsterdam's architectural opposite. Almost completely destroyed during World War II, it was rebuilt as a showcase for bold, modern, and innovative architecture. Here you will find the iconic cube houses, the massive horseshoe-shaped Market Hall, and a dynamic, forward-looking spirit. It is a city of design, industry, and a multicultural energy that feels distinctly different from Amsterdam. Utrecht, on the other hand, feels like a more relaxed, smaller version of the capital. It has its own beautiful, historic canal system, unique for its two-tiered structure with wharfs and cellars at water level, a towering cathedral, and a vibrant atmosphere fueled by its large student population. It offers all the charm of a Dutch canal city, but with a more intimate and less crowded feel. What unites the urban experience across the Netherlands is a commitment to intelligent design, sustainability, and a high quality of life. The cities are clean, safe, and incredibly well organized. Public transportation is efficient and seamlessly integrated. Green spaces like Amsterdam's Vondelpark are cherished and well used. There is a deep-seated belief that a city should be for people, not for cars. This people-centric approach to urban planning, combined with the ubiquitous bicycle, creates a lifestyle that is healthy, sustainable, and profoundly gezellig. To venture beyond the bustling cities of the Netherlands is to enter a landscape that is both famously beautiful and a monumental testament to human ingenuity. This is a country that, to a large extent, willed itself into existence, a flat, green expanse sculpted by a centuries-long battle against the sea. The iconic images of the Dutch countryside, the vibrant tulip fields, the historic windmills, and the vast open polders are not just picturesque cliches. They are the symbols of a nation's defining struggle and its ultimate triumph over nature. The story of the Dutch landscape is the story of water. Nearly a third of the country lies below sea level, and for centuries, the Dutch have been engaged in a relentless effort to reclaim land and keep the water at bay. The most iconic tool in this struggle was the windmill. While beautiful, these structures were not ornamental. They were sophisticated pieces of engineering, high-tech for their time, designed to pump water out of low-lying wetlands and into a network of canals, slowly draining the land to create fertile, arable ground known as polders. To witness the power of this system, one must visit Kinderdijk, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here, a collection of 19 magnificent 18th-century windmills stands in a serene, watery landscape. They are a powerful, silent reminder of the immense effort required to create the very ground on which much of the Netherlands stands. This reclaimed, fertile land proved to be the perfect canvas for the country's most famous and colorful export, the tulip. The story of the tulip in the Netherlands is a fascinating tale of obsession and commerce. Originally imported from the Ottoman Empire in the 16th century, the flower quickly captured the Dutch imagination. In the 1630s, this fascination spiraled into tulip mania, one of history's most famous speculative bubbles, where single, rare tulip bulbs were sold for prices equivalent to that of a grand Amsterdam house. The bubble eventually burst, but the Dutch love for the flower endured. Today, the Netherlands is the world's largest producer and exporter of flowers, and the tulip remains its undisputed star. In the spring, vast fields in regions like the Bollenstreek transform into a breathtaking geometric patchwork of brilliant reds, yellows, pinks, and purples. The epicenter of this floral world is the Keukenhof Gardens. Open for just a few weeks each spring, it is one of the world's largest flower gardens, a meticulously designed paradise where millions of tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths create a stunning and unforgettable display of color and fragrance. To understand the scale of this industry, one can visit the Aalsmeer Flower Auction, a colossal warehouse where billions of flowers are traded each year in a fast-paced, high-tech auction. A true spectacle of Dutch efficiency and commerce. The charm of the Dutch countryside is also found in its picturesque historic villages, many of which seem frozen in time. Zaanse Schans, a short trip from Amsterdam, is a living open-air museum. Here, historic windmills and traditional green wooden houses have been relocated to create a glimpse into 18th and 19th century Dutch life. You can watch artisans demonstrate the traditional crafts that were once the backbone of the local economy, from the carving of iconic wooden clogs, klompen, to the making of the world-famous Dutch cheese. Further north, the former fishing villages of Volendam and Marken, on the shores of the IJsselmeer, offer a look at a unique maritime culture, with their distinctive costumes and charming harbors. But the Dutch countryside is not just a museum of the past. It is also a showcase of the future. Despite its small size and dense population, the Netherlands is the world's second-largest exporter of agricultural products by value, second only to the United States. This incredible productivity is the result of a commitment to innovation and high-tech farming. The Dutch are pioneers in sustainable agriculture, using advanced greenhouses, vertical farming, and precision technology to produce more food with fewer resources, less water, less soil, and fewer pesticides. This modern, innovative approach to farming is the 21st century equivalent of the windmill, another example of the Dutch using their ingenuity to make the most of their limited land. The quintessential Dutch landscape, therefore, is a beautiful paradox, a man-made creation that feels both deeply historic and remarkably futuristic, a perfect blend of tradition, beauty, and pragmatic innovation. To truly understand the Netherlands, one must look beyond the canals and windmills and into the heart of its culture. Dutch culture is a fascinating blend of pragmatism, tolerance, and a deep-seated appreciation for the simple comforts of life. It is a culture shaped by a history of trade, a struggle against the sea, and a Protestant work ethic, all of which have combined to create a unique and endearing national character. At its core are a few key concepts and traditions that reveal the soul of the Dutch people. The most important and yet most untranslatable of these concepts is gezelligheid. To call it coziness is to only scratch the surface. Gezelligheid is a feeling, an atmosphere, a state of being. It is the warmth of a candlelit brown cafe on a rainy evening. It is the convivial chatter of friends sharing a meal at home. It is the feeling of belonging and contentment that comes from being in a comfortable, relaxed, and friendly environment. It is a social and emotional coziness. The Dutch actively cultivate gezelligheid in their homes, with their love for fresh flowers, candles, and comfortable, well-designed interiors. They seek it in their social lives, preferring small, intimate gatherings with close friends over large, impersonal parties. This pursuit of gezelligheid is the antidote to the often gray and rainy Dutch weather. It is a conscious effort to create warmth, light, and human connection. It is the very heart of the Dutch social experience. This appreciation for simple comforts is reflected in Dutch cuisine. It is not a cuisine known for its elaborate techniques or fiery spices, like its French or Italian neighbors. Instead, it is hearty, straightforward, and deeply comforting. Born from a need to provide warmth and sustenance in a cool climate. A classic example is stamppot, the ultimate Dutch comfort food. It is a simple dish of mashed potatoes mixed with one or more vegetables, such as kale, boerenkool, endive, endive, or carrots and onions, hutspot. It is typically served with a smoked sausage, rookworst, or a meatball, and a small well of gravy in the center. Another winter staple is erwtensoep, a thick, hearty split pea soup, so dense that a spoon should be able to stand upright in it. It is filled with pieces of sausage and pork, and is a meal in itself. Perhaps the most famous Dutch food experience, and one that can be challenging for outsiders, is the tradition of eating raw herring. At herring handles, herring carts across the country, you can see locals partaking in this national snack. The raw herring, which has been lightly brined, is traditionally held by the tail, tilted back, and eaten in a few bites, often with some chopped onions and pickles. It is a taste of the sea, a reminder of the country's long and storied maritime history. Of course, no discussion of Dutch food is complete without cheese. While Gouda and Edam are the most famous, the world of Dutch cheese is far richer. There are hundreds of varieties, from the creamy, mild jong, young cheeses, to the hard, crumbly, and intensely flavorful oud, old cheeses that have been aged for years. The Dutch are among the world's biggest consumers of cheese, eating it for breakfast, lunch, and as a snack, borrel hapje, with drinks. To witness the tradition behind the trade, one can visit the Alkmaar cheese market. Here in the summer months, a historic spectacle unfolds. Teams of cheese carriers in traditional white outfits and colored hats run with wooden barrows, weighing and transporting massive wheels of cheese, all while the price is negotiated with a traditional hand-clapping method. The Dutch also have a pronounced sweet tooth. The most beloved national treat is the stroop waffle, a thin waffle cookie made from two crispy layers with a sweet, caramel-like syrup in the middle. Best eaten warm, often after being placed over a hot cup of coffee or tea to soften the syrup. It is a simple and delicious indulgence. Another favorite, especially at fairs and markets, are poffertjes, small, fluffy, bite-sized pancakes, served warm with a dusting of powdered sugar and a knob of butter. Finally, Dutch culture is punctuated by vibrant festivals, the most important of which is Koningsdag, King's Day, on April 27th. On this day, the entire country explodes in a sea of orange, the color of the Dutch royal house, the House of Orange. People dress head to toe in orange, and the streets and canals of every city and town are filled with parties, live music, and a nationwide Vrijmarkt, flea market, where everyone is allowed to sell their second-hand goods on the street. It is a day of joyous, chaotic, and unified celebration. Another key tradition is the arrival of Sinterklaas in mid-November, a figure similar to Santa Claus, who arrives by steamboat from Spain to deliver gifts to children, a festival that is a cherished, if sometimes controversial, part of the Dutch winter. From the cozy feeling of gezelligheid to the nationwide orange party of King's Day, Dutch culture is a unique blend of quiet comfort and exuberant celebration. To live in the Netherlands in 2025 is to experience a society that runs on the principles of pragmatism, progress, and a strong social contract. It is a country that consistently ranks among the happiest and most well-developed in the world. This high quality of life, however, is the result of a series of deliberate social and economic choices. Understanding the practicalities of the cost of living and the challenges the country faces is essential to grasping the full picture of this modern, forward-thinking nation. The cost of living in the Netherlands is a topic of much discussion. It is, by most standards, an expensive country. This is most acutely felt in the housing market. In Amsterdam, a global hub for tourism and business, the demand for housing far outstrips the supply, leading to notoriously high rents and property prices. Finding an affordable place to live in the capital can be a significant challenge. While other cities like Rotterdam, Utrecht, and The Hague are slightly more affordable, housing remains the single largest expense for most residents. This high cost is a direct consequence of the country's small size and dense population. Daily expenses and taxes are also high. The BTW, value-added tax, is substantial, and income tax rates are among the highest in Europe. However, it is crucial to understand what these high taxes fund. They are the bedrock of the Dutch social contract, paying for a level of public service and social security that is the envy of many nations. This includes a high-quality, accessible healthcare system, an excellent public education system from primary school to university, and a well-maintained, world-class infrastructure of roads, railways, and of course, cycle paths. The high taxes are a trade-off, a contribution to a collective system that ensures stability, security, and a high standard of living for all. The Netherlands has long cultivated a reputation as one of the most progressive and tolerant societies in the world. It was the first country to legalize same-sex marriage in 2001, and it maintains a famously liberal approach to issues like euthanasia and soft drugs. This tolerance is rooted in a history of being a haven for free thinkers and religious minorities. While recent years have seen a rise in debates around immigration and national identity, challenging this long-held self-image, the fundamental principles of individual freedom and personal choice remain deeply ingrained in the national psyche. Perhaps the most pressing challenge for the Netherlands in 2025 is one that is existential: climate change. As a low-lying country, a significant portion of which was reclaimed from the sea, the threat of rising sea levels is not an abstract concept, but a tangible reality. The Dutch, however, are not passive victims. They are global leaders in climate adaptation and water management. The famous Delta Works, a massive series of dams, sluices, and storm surge barriers built after a devastating flood in 1953, is considered one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Today, this expertise is being applied to the challenges of the 21st century. The Dutch are pioneering innovative projects like Room for the River, where rivers are given more space to flood safely, and developing floating urban districts and advanced dike reinforcement technologies. Their battle against the water has evolved into a philosophy of living with water, a pragmatic and forward-thinking approach that the rest of the world is now looking to for solutions. Finally, the key to Dutch happiness may lie in their celebrated work-life balance. The culture of working part-time is widespread and socially accepted for both men and women, allowing for a more equitable distribution of work and family responsibilities. The emphasis is on working efficiently, not necessarily for long hours. This leaves ample time for family, leisure, and community involvement. This societal choice to prioritize well-being over relentless work is a fundamental reason why the Dutch report such high levels of life satisfaction. It is the ultimate expression of their pragmatism, the understanding that a happy, healthy, and well-rested population is also a productive and innovative one. Life in the Netherlands in 2025 is a testament to this belief, a well-ordered, secure, and balanced existence, carefully designed for the well-being of its citizens. The Dutch commitment to a well-designed life is not a modern invention. It is a principle deeply rooted in a rich artistic heritage that stretches back centuries. The Netherlands has produced some of the most influential artists and designers in history, and their legacy has profoundly shaped the nation's aesthetic sensibilities. To understand the clean lines of a modern Dutch chair or the clever layout of an Amsterdam apartment, one must first look to the dramatic play of light and shadow in a Rembrandt painting and the serene, ordered interiors captured by Vermeer. The 17th century, the Dutch Golden Age, was a period of unprecedented economic prosperity and artistic flourishing. Wealthy merchants, rather than the church or royalty, became the primary patrons of the arts. They wanted art that reflected their own lives, their homes, and their values. This led to a revolution in painting. Masters like Rembrandt van Rijn captured the very soul of his subjects with his revolutionary use of chiaroscuro, the dramatic contrast between light and dark. His most famous work, The Night Watch, is a monumental and dynamic group portrait that broke all conventions of its time. Johannes Vermeer, on the other hand, was a master of tranquility and light. His intimate, meticulously composed paintings of domestic scenes, like the milkmaid or girl with a pearl earring, elevate everyday moments to a level of sublime beauty and quiet dignity. These Golden Age masters gave the world a new way of seeing, one that found beauty and meaning in the ordinary, a principle that still resonates in Dutch culture today. This artistic lineage continued to evolve. In the early 20th century, the Netherlands was at the forefront of the modernist movement with Day style. The style. Artists like Piet Mondrian and Theo van Doesburg sought a universal form of beauty through pure abstraction. They reduced their visual language to the bare essentials: straight lines, primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and the non-colors of black, white, and gray. Mondrian's iconic grid paintings are the most famous expression of this philosophy. De Stijl was more than just a painting style. It was a utopian vision for a new, harmonious world, and its principles of simplicity, order, and functionality had a profound impact on architecture and design that can still be felt today. This legacy of artistic innovation and a commitment to core principles has culminated in the contemporary phenomenon known as Dutch design. Since the 1990s, Dutch design has gained international acclaim for its unique blend of minimalism, innovation, wit, and a touch of rebelliousness. It is less a single style and more a shared mentality. Dutch designers are known for their conceptual approach. They are not just creating a beautiful object, but also telling a story or solving a problem in a clever, unconventional way. They often experiment with new materials and technologies, but always with a focus on functionality and user experience. The city of Eindhoven is the undisputed capital of Dutch design, hosting the annual Dutch Design Week, one of the most important design festivals in the world. Here you can see the full spectrum of Dutch creativity, from experimental furniture and sustainable fashion to innovative social design projects aimed at improving public life. Designers like Marcel Wanders, Hella Jongerius, and the studio Droog Design have become global names, celebrated for their ability to combine craftsmanship with a playful, conceptual twist. What connects the 17th century art of Rembrandt to the 21st century creations of Dutch design is a shared set of values. It is a deep appreciation for craftsmanship and quality. It is a focus on the human experience, whether it's capturing the inner life of a portrait subject or designing a more comfortable and efficient chair. And it is a pragmatic, no-nonsense approach that strips away the unnecessary to reveal the essential beauty of an object or an idea. The artistic heritage of the Netherlands is not just something to be admired in museums like the Rijksmuseum. It is a living, breathing part of the national identity, a continuous thread of creativity and thoughtful design that is woven into the very fabric of Dutch life. The Netherlands' identity has always been shaped by its relationship with the wider world. This is not a country that has ever been defined by its borders. It is a nation of traders, explorers, and diplomats, whose influence and outlook have always been global. This history as an international hub is fundamental to understanding the open, pragmatic, and multilingual character of the Dutch people today. This global orientation was forged during the Dutch Golden Age in the 17th century. While its artists were creating masterpieces, its merchants were building a vast global trading empire. The Dutch East India Company, or VOC, founded in 1602, is often considered the world's first multinational corporation. With its own fleet of ships, its own army, and the power to negotiate treaties, the VOC dominated global trade for nearly 2 centuries, connecting the Netherlands to the Spice Islands of Indonesia, the coasts of India, and the shores of Japan. This history of trade brought immense wealth to the country, but it also brought the world to the Netherlands. It fostered a culture of curiosity, an acceptance of foreign ideas, and a practical need to understand different languages and cultures. This legacy is still palpable today. The modern Netherlands continues to be a vital hub of international commerce, law, and diplomacy. The Port of Rotterdam is one of the largest and busiest ports in the world, a critical gateway for goods entering and leaving Europe. Amsterdam Schiphol Airport is a major international aviation hub, connecting the country to every corner of the globe. This connectivity is not just about logistics, it is a mindset. The Dutch are, by necessity and by nature, outward-looking. This global role finds its most noble expression in the city of The Hague, Den Haag. While Amsterdam is the capital, The Hague is the seat of the Dutch government and the home of the royal family. More importantly, it has established itself as the international city of peace and justice. It is here that pivotal global institutions are based, including the International Court of Justice, the principal judicial organ of the United Nations, and the International Criminal Court. The presence of these institutions has made The Hague a global center for diplomacy and international law, attracting a large community of diplomats, lawyers, and civil servants from all over the world. It is a city that embodies the Dutch commitment to a world governed by laws and peaceful negotiation. This internationalism is also a part of daily life. The Netherlands is one of the most proficient non-native English-speaking countries in the world. Almost everyone, from a young student to a senior citizen, can switch to English with ease. This linguistic skill makes the country incredibly welcoming and accessible for expatriates and international business. Cities like Amsterdam and The Hague are truly cosmopolitan, with large and vibrant expat communities. This multicultural environment is reflected in the diverse culinary scene, the international schools, and the global perspective that permeates business and social life. The Dutch business culture itself is a product of this trading history. It is known for its efficiency, its flat hierarchical structures, and its direct, no-nonsense communication style. Meetings are for making decisions, not for endless discussion. This pragmatism and openness make the Netherlands an attractive place for international companies to establish their European headquarters. In essence, the Netherlands has never been an inward-looking nation. From the 17th century spice traders to the 21st century international lawyers, the Dutch have always engaged with the world. This has created a society that is tolerant, adaptable, and globally minded. They are citizens of their own country, but they are also, in a very real sense, citizens of the world. As our journey through the Netherlands concludes, we return to the question that sparked our exploration. We came in search of the secret behind a perceived beauty, and we discovered that the answer is far more profound and inspiring than we could have imagined. The beauty of the Netherlands is not an accident of nature or genetics. It is a product of design. It is the result of centuries of ingenuity, pragmatism, and a collective commitment to building a society that is balanced, sustainable, and fundamentally humane. The admired confidence and healthy glow of the Dutch people, we have learned, is a reflection of this well-designed life. It is the beauty that comes from a life of activity, where the bicycle is a tool of freedom and fitness. It is the confidence nurtured by a culture of equality, where individual voices are valued and independence is encouraged. It is the contentment that arises from a society that prioritizes work-life balance, allowing time for family, community, and the simple, cozy pleasure of gezelligheid. The beauty of the Dutch is the beauty of well-being, an inner radiance that comes from living in a healthy, secure, and supportive environment. This philosophy of intelligent design extends to every facet of the country. It is in the meticulously planned cities, where canals are both beautiful and functional, and where life is scaled to the person, not the car. It is in the artistic masterpieces of Rembrandt and Vermeer, which find profound beauty in the ordinary. It is in the very land itself, a landscape reclaimed from the sea through sheer force of will and engineering genius, a testament to the Dutch belief that even the most formidable challenges can be overcome with innovation and collaboration. It is in their global outlook, a nation of traders and diplomats who have designed their place in the world with as much care as they have designed their own cities. The Netherlands teaches us a powerful lesson. It shows us that beauty is not just about picturesque landscapes or aesthetic appeal. True, enduring beauty lies in a well-designed system, a system that fosters health, equality, and happiness. It is a country that has engineered not just its land, but its very way of life, with a focus on long-term well-being and sustainability. It may not have the dramatic mountains or the fiery culinary passions of its European neighbors, but it offers something perhaps more valuable in our modern world, a blueprint for a smarter, healthier, and happier way to live. So as we leave this remarkable country, we take with us a new understanding of beauty. It is not just in the vibrant colors of a tulip field or the charming reflection of a gabled house in a canal. It is in the silent efficiency of 1,000 cyclists heading to work. It is in the cozy warmth of a brown cafe on a rainy day. It is in the confidence of a people who have built their own world and designed it to be, above all else, a good place to live. This is the true beauty of the Netherlands, the beauty of a well-designed life.